Last time, we built the giant, chainsaw-carved fangs for our Halloween monster. Now it's time to bring this terrifying creature to life. But before we could build the ultimate monster face, disaster struck. I tried a technique using spray foam and chicken wire, and it was a complete catastrophe. The foam simply flew right through the net, and I wasted 8 whole cans of spray foam. This giant monster almost never happened. I realized I had to change the plan. I had to build a solid backboard, and at the same time I got the idea to build a more terrifying monster face. Today, I'll show you how we went from a massive fail to building the final vampire monster face, and how we finally skinned this 5-meter facade. If you missed how we built these extreme fangs, you can watch part 1 right here. But for now, let's dive into the grand finale build. Let's keep building the scariest vampire monster facade you've ever seen. We've got the foundation and those absolutely terrifying fangs in place. Now it's time for the fun part, defining the monster's mouth. First, I start mounting some giant fallen tree branches from the forest. These are going to be the gnarly, horrible lips wrapped right around those sharp canines. When the lips are in place, I grab my chainsaw and cut all the monster's teeth to the same length. Next, I attach some pallets above the fangs, 1 horizontally and 2 vertically. On those 2 pallets, I sketch out the basic eyes and nose to start shaping the face. But hey, perched way up here on this ladder, I feel a little too exposed. This is dangerous. If I fall, I'm plunging right down onto those brutal, massive fangs. I could get seriously hurt. So, safety first. I decide to pause the face build and construct a rock-solid platform to stand on. What a relief. Okay, time for a moment of absolute truth. As I mentioned and show you, I just can't get the spray foam to stick to the netting. It was an epic failure. I had to tear the whole thing down and go back to the drawing board. While I'm working on that monster face, I've also started building the dark maze. It's all made from salvaged pallets. And I've even added a secret spot for the actors to jump out and scare people. Every year, I change the layout so no one ever knows the right way. I'm using a tarp for the maze roof. It's quick and easy, as long as it's not windy. I'm mounting some old, worn-out boards onto the facade of the maze walls to seal out all the light. Remember, the darker it is in here, the better the scare. I've planned the entrance just behind the fangs. Guess that's one way to install an entrance. Yeah, that's me, doing karate. I want to create a slope, which makes visitors feel like they are plunging down through the monster's throat. This is going to be amazing. It's time for some serious progress on our scariest vampire monster. First up, I've sawed some wood pieces so I can bend the pallets. This makes it so much easier to create the monster's face. Afterwards, I cover the pallets with a layer of chicken wire, and then, the secret weapon, I add some thin wood pieces from an old fence behind it, so my spray foam doesn't just blast straight through the net. Next, I saw a wood board into a semicircle and mount it on top. This will be the monster's forehead. Then, I continue shaping the monster with chicken wire. And honestly, it actually looks really cool with that raw chicken wire structure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's talk about the monster's ears. I'm building this scalene triangle out of some timber, then shaping it with spray foam. Pro tip, you can only really start shaping spray foam after about 7 to 10 minutes. Warning, don't touch it if it's still sticky. You need to use a water sprayer and constantly apply water to your hands. So, I'm starting to shape the face with spray foam now. I work on one section at a time, otherwise it's just impossible to control. As I mentioned, you wait 7 to 10 minutes for the foam to form a thin film on the surface before you start shaping. And then you have about 10 minutes to work fast, so you've really got to be quick. I'm adding about 4 or 5 layers of spray foam to form the monster's face, and I let each layer dry completely before adding more, because the foam keeps expanding for around half an hour after you spray it. I've even found some old bathroom lamps, which I'm using as the monster's eyes, and I'm installing LED bulbs with color changing effects. Check out this detail. I'm creating an upper lip and gums with spray foam. This truly ties the teeth and the monster's face together as one cohesive, terrifying unit. Now it's time to give the monster its final touch with spray paint. Here are the colors I'm using on my monster. And here are the LED bulbs I'm using in the monster's eyes. I went with green because it's the classic color for orcs, trolls, and monsters, you know, that real fantasy and Halloween vibe. It gives the whole thing that creepy, kind of alive feeling. Plus, the green really pops against the orange and red details, like the teeth and the eyes, making it look extra spooky in the dark. To make the monster's throat, I'm using fallen branches from the forest. I'll paint them bright red, so it feels like visitors are plunging straight down through the monster's throat. This is going to be the scariest Halloween facade you've ever seen. This is going to be the scariest Halloween facade my visitors has ever seen. If you have any questions about the build, please comment below. And now a final demo. Thank you for watching. Don't miss out on the upcoming launch teaser and the ultimate reaction video. Subscribe now and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.